So she's not some like innocent angel that came out of the way, you know. And people have to stop doing acts of political violence at any level. And again, I'm not going to tolerate that.
Right now at 6, Congressman Derek Van Orden says he was assaulted in Milwaukee. And big questions about the future of the Republican Party. Ken and Allison will have...
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Emily Brown. A Western Wisconsin congressman says he was the victim of political violence yesterday at the Republican National Convention. Here with us now is Ken Kowzarowski live at the RNC in Milwaukee. Ken, what exactly happened?
Good evening, Emily. Now, Derek Van Orden says this week is supposed to be about Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, but he does say that he was assaulted yesterday near his hotel just outside the main RNC venue. Now, I spoke to him at the top of last hour. He confirmed it was a protester with the group Code Pink, which is officially an anti-war feminist organization, but one that he says is pro-Hamas. Now, Code Pink, when I asked him about that association, they said they are not pro-Hamas, they are pro-peace. So Van Orden says he has been hit harder by air coming out of a blow dryer, but that essentially the protester knocked into him while he was standing in line, and he won't tolerate any act of physical violence or political violence against him, big or small. The protester's name, Noor Jagma, a Palestinian, and codename confirms that Milwaukee police did arrest her after this incident with Van Orden, held her for about 15 hours, and she was released on bail this morning. She's supposed to have a court date July 31st for a misdemeanor battery charge. Now, Code Pink says Jagma did not assault Representative Van Orden in any way. In a video Code Pink posted online, Jagma says Van Orden was trying to cut in line in front of her. She was already in line, and so she stood in front to block him from cutting. Van Orden says she's absolutely wrong.
So she's not some like innocent angel that came out of the way, you know. And people have to stop doing acts of political violence at any level. And again, I'm not going to tolerate that.
We requested the official police report from MPD earlier this morning. We are still awaiting on that, but around 3 o'clock today, Milwaukee police did issue a release saying they were investigating an assault and that a 24-year-old victim, suspect, battered the victim, and the victim had minor injuries. It does not mention Derek Van Orden's name, but the time and place coincides with what we're reporting on here. We will hear from Noor Jagma later tonight. In the meantime, Code Pink is trying to request body cam footage from the Texas officer who was in the vicinity and possibly from Milwaukee police officers. In the meantime, we now have speakers underway to resume the RNC in Pfizer Forum. Vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance will be the mainline event later tonight, and a lot of rhetoric over what his nomination means for the future of the Republican Party. For more on that, we go to News 8 Now's Allison Fergit.
At 39 years old, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance was the youngest of Trump's finalists for VP. Now with that selection finalized, it could be a sign that Trump is ready to pass along his politics to the younger generation of the Republican Party. Former President Trump and President Biden are the two oldest major presidential nominees ever. And while age has been a key talking point in this election, many are also wondering about the future of the major parties.
Our future, I feel like my generation, the American dream is getting harder to reach.
With his recent VP selection, political experts agree Trump is looking to pass the torch to a younger generation.
I think that Trump wanted to find somebody who could be his successor when he's gone in 4 years.
Vance makes a lot of sense as someone who might be able to continue the MAGA movement within the Republican Party.
Trump has ushered in a new form of Republican politics. Chergowski says Trump's approach to foreign policy differs from previous Republican leaders, and he places a stronger emphasis on border security than his predecessors. But overall, Chergowski says Trumpism is better recognized for its style of populism, an ideology that emphasizes the people and contrasts them with the elite, something that Vance echoes.
whoever the culprit might be, Trumpism includes the idea that everyday people have gotten screwed. And it includes the idea that America is in decline and that something dramatic needs to change in order to reverse that trend.
It's talking points we can expect younger members of the Republican Party to mirror, especially if Vance has a powerful role with a future Republican administration.
I think it would signal a turn of the Republican Party in a more populist direction.
Now, Chergowski says that Trumpism has proven to be durable, so even if he loses this November, we could see his style of politics in the Republican Party for years to come. Reporting in Milwaukee, Allison Fergit, News 8 Now.
Thank you, Allison. And Vance and the rest of the speakers speaking under the theme Make America Strong once again tonight. We'll have more coming up tonight at 10 right here on News 8 Now, live in downtown Milwaukee. I'm Ken Kozarowski. Emily, back to you.
All right, thank you, Ken. Moving now to some more breaking news in the world of politics. President Joe Biden has tested positive for COVID-19. That's according to a press release sent out just over an hour ago. The White House says Biden is experiencing mild symptoms and has been given a dose of COVID medication, Paxlovid. This comes as the 81-year-old president faces more calls to step aside from fellow Democrats. More on that later in the newscast. Well, back here in our region, you could definitely feel the change in temps today. Cool, breezy, and a lot of us are hoping that is here to stay for a while, Greg.
Well, it should be. The good news is this pattern is looking like it's going to stay at least through the weekend. We'll see some modification with the temperatures, but overall, this actually early June-like conditions are going to keep going on, and that's the good news. Even better news for the river levels and continue to fall. La Crosse will be below that 10-foot stage by Saturday. Otherwise, everything else is falling right now, so that's even a positive. We don't expect any significant precipitation next 7 days. There's your dew points, 50s, even upper 40s. Really refreshing compared to what we had a couple days ago in the 70s, so that's the positive news. With the daytime heating and this cool kind of air mass overhead, we've had some cloud cover that develops, kind of peaks in the afternoon. It will then dissipate. Overall temperatures low 70s, even some upper 60s there. So this evening, decreasing clouds, dropping back to the low 60s at 11 p.m. from La Crosse. Similar story for Eau Claire. That cloud cover will go away after sunset, getting back down to 60 with some calm conditions. Then as we look at overnight lows tonight, one thing you'll notice if you do leave the window open in summer is you might feel a little chill in the morning because we're getting back into the mid 40s in some of the colder locations, low 50s too. Further on, we'll kind of break down how long this lasts in the weekend. Do we have any precipitation coming up, and when we'll actually return to more like seasonal conditions for July a bit later in the broadcast.
Okay, thank you, Greg. One person is dead and another injured after a crash on I-90-94 in Juneau County this morning. State Patrol closed eastbound traffic at exit 61 for several hours while they worked to clear the scene. The crash, initially reported as a rollover just before 6 a.m., is still under investigation. Names of those involved have not yet been released, and we'll bring you more details as they become available. A Chippewa County jail inmate has died following an incident earlier this month. The sheriff's office says 41-year-old Shauna Lone Dahmer was found unresponsive in her cell on July 4th, just 2 days after being detained. According to a GoFundMe page, Dahmer died unexpectedly on July 10th. The sheriff's office has not confirmed if her death is directly related to the July 4th incident. An outside agency is now investigating the case. A former Sparta pastor accused of sex crimes is bound over for trial. Appearing in a Monroe County court today, 46-year-old Travis Becknell pleaded not guilty to 1 count of felony sexual exploitation by a therapist and 1 count of misdemeanor 4th-degree sexual assault. The judge denied a defense motion to dismiss and bound Becknell over for trial. Becknell was a pastor of New Hope Fellowship Church in Sparta, which is now closed. According to the criminal complaint, he allegedly groped a female congregation member during a counseling session in 2021. Becknell is out on a $25,000 signature bond. His next court date is November 18th. A man connected to the largest drug ring in Eau Claire pled not guilty today. Mario Aviles is one of 6 men who is accused of using the United States Postal Service to ship drugs to numerous addresses in the region. Aviles is facing 4 felony counts, including intent to deliver fentanyl, possession of more than 10 grams of fentanyl, and delivery of methamphetamine. He will be back in court on November 4th. And now we're taking you to day 1 of the La Crosse Interstate Fair. Here's a live look at the West Salem Fairgrounds. A lovely sight outdoors. As you can see, people are just starting to fill in. The fair goes from now until Sunday, July 21st, and you can attend up until 10 p.m. tonight. Admission and parking are free, and for a daily schedule of entertainment, you can visit lacrosseinterstatefair.com. We'll have that link on our digital platform, so come out and enjoy some good fair food, livestock, rides, and games. More Democrats are calling for Biden to step aside. We'll take you inside a presidential campaign in peril just ahead.
Maxwell White celebrates servicing the La Crosse Coulee region for 30 years. Much has changed, but not our commitment to you, providing local, honest, and quality plumbing repairs and solutions. That's Maxwell White, plumbing done right.
I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message. Our Constitution has given us more rights, freedoms, and prosperity than any country in history. Every 4th of July, we come together to celebrate those freedoms. But right now, we're a divided nation. We have to stop putting on the blue jersey or red jersey. Instead, put on the red, white, and blue jersey. Come together and get things done. I'm proud to be an American.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month. Call 1-833-376-4999.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too. Call now.
Are you ready for a red-hot summer? At King Furniture, our prices are... Get your choice of these quality Jackson sets for $11.99. Need something more custom? Check out these 5 England sets for just $14.98. Available in your choice of over 100 fabrics. And in your home in just 30 days. Need a new recliner for Dad? We have hundreds of recliners all on sale and in stock. Get into King Furniture while the prices are...
Founded on hard work, dedication, respect, and integrity, we at Maxwell White understand the importance of home comfort. Maxwell White strives to provide our customers with a positive experience every time. Maxwell White, plumbing done right.
President Biden is in Nevada to court Black and Latino voters. His return to the key swing state comes as calls for him to exit the presidential race grow louder. Skylar Henry has more from the White House.
President Biden is in Las Vegas, reassuring Latino voters he's the only man to lead the country. A new Associated Press Nork Center for Public Affairs research poll reveals 2/3 of Democrats say the president should exit the race, with only about 3 in 10 feeling extremely or very confident Biden has the mental capacity to serve effectively as president. Just today, Representative Adam Schiff became the latest high-profile Democrat to urge Biden to pass the baton, saying, quote, "I have serious concerns about whether the president can defeat Donald Trump in November." During an exclusive interview with BET, Mr. Biden reiterated his plan to stay in the race.
The only thing age brings a little bit of wisdom, and I think I've demonstrated that I know how to get things done for the country. But there's more to do, and I'm reluctant to walk away from that.
As more congressional Democrats call for President Biden to exit the race, the White House points out he still enjoys support from key allies, such as the chairman of the Congressional Black and Hispanic Caucuses, along with prominent Democratic governors and mayors. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
Democrats are looking to hold a virtual vote to make President Joe Biden their party's nominee during the first week of August. The Democratic National Committee is meeting tomorrow to discuss its plans. Pulling weeds for a good cause. Coming up, a look at the United Way's annual Day of Caring.
And this cool pattern, more June-like, is going to continue for a few more days. I'll break down when we might actually see more July-like conditions, including maybe some precipitation. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
When the classic flavors of bacon, lettuce, and tomato meet the classic goodness of Hardee's Frisco lineup, you get instant summer favorites. Introducing Hardee's Frisco BLT Angus Burger and Frisco BLT hand-breaded chicken sandwich.
After long-standing efforts from Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin, 3 of the 4 biggest pharmaceutical companies say they're going to start capping the prices of their inhalers.
They used to charge families like ours $600 a month for an inhaler, even though they cost less than $5 to make. So Tammy Baldwin fought the drug companies and she won. Now Hadley's inhaler costs $35 and we're breathing easier.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message. I don't work for the drug companies. I work for you.
It's the annual Crazy Days sale at Wesco in Sparta. We've gone completely crazy. It's total pricing pandemonium on our showroom because we've taken some of the craziest price cuts in our history. Find a new selection of home furnishings, furniture, appliances, flooring, plus flooring samples, one-of-a-kind, discontinued items, and slightly blemished goods, all selling at near cost, at cost, even below cost. Hurry! At these crazy low prices, they won't last long. If you're crazy about saving money, hurry into the Crazy Days sale at Wesco in Sparta.
It's the Hy-Vee BOGO sale this Friday through Sunday. Buy one, get one free. Get BOGOs, BOGOs, and more BOGOs. Buy one, get one free, including on our award-winning Hy-Vee Chinese. Get BOGOs on more than 100 items store-wide. And when you buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free. And buy one, get one free. Don't miss the Hy-Vee BOGO sale this Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
If you've been in a car accident due to no fault of your own, you need the personal injury law firm of Schwabel, Getz & Sieben. You have the right to obtain medical reimbursement, payment for past and future income loss, full compensation for pain and disability, and peace of mind knowing your financial interests are being protected. Call the personal injury powerhouse Schwabel, Getz & Sieben or visit schwabel.com to receive a free case consultation. Representing accident victims for over 50 years.
Goodness, ripe for the picking. Hand-breaded chicken, perfect for dipping. Ice-cold lemonade, handcrafted for sipping. Summertime is goodness time, especially at Hardee's.
Giving back to the community by completing 20 projects for local nonprofits. That's the aim of the Great River United Way's annual Day of Caring. Happening today, 185 volunteers turned out to help local nonprofits, including the Parenting Place and Wafer Food Pantry. The volunteers at today's event represented 14 local businesses. Projects ranged from landscaping to cleaning to stocking shelves. Great Rivers United Way estimates that they completed $20,000 worth of projects. Well, it was certainly a good day to get outside and do some gardening as they were. And as Greg mentioned, it's feeling a little more like May than it is July. Let's send it over to him to see how exactly cool it's going to get this week.
Yeah, we're definitely going to stay with this type of pattern here for through the weekend and early next week. Our temperatures will come up, but nothing like heat or humidity that we had this previous week, too. So that's the good news. So really unseasonably cool, 10 degrees below average, maybe even more than that in certain locations. 40s for tonight, definitely could feel like low 40s and potentially, so kind of a chilly night. And really we're looking at some storms or showers. I'll kind of show what I mean for the weekend, mainly for Sunday and beyond. Still scattered, more nuisance, not going to be an all-day type rain, and not expecting any severe weather with it either. So right now we're the jet has pushed to the south, allowing this cooler air to come down pretty much from Canada, and really that is the pattern that we're in. As the west begins to heat up, you'll see the colors begin to change there all the way up to the north, kind of like they had a couple weeks ago. So we're going to be under the influences of this northwest flow, west flow, with this low up to the north that's going to kind of push south. This is going to keep us cool, and this pattern really is not going to change that much really as we go throughout the weekend into early next week. So if the big picture shows there's that dome starting to build up to the west all the way into Canada, we're going to stay cool and then eventually get a little bit more mild, closer to average, but still below as this low sits up to the north. So really this pattern, not much. It's pretty quiet, but we do have some problems coming in with some precipitation. You're starting to see this area right here that's kind of under mild conditions. There is a low that's going to be sitting here that could provide us some showers, maybe some storms going into Sunday into early next week. Want some warmth and heat? Maybe by Tuesday we'll start seeing some changes, but it's going to be a while until we start seeing back to July pattern. For tomorrow, really going to wake up with those chilly kind of conditions. Plenty of sun. with the daytime heating, some cooler air in place, we're going to see some of that cloud cover once again in the afternoon, kind of peaks in the afternoon and then dissipates once the sun sets, and that's really what we're going to see. So temperatures fairly similar to today, maybe a little bit less cloud cover, but overall really close. So we go into the evening hour. Now we're talking about that low and the precipitation coming in. Here's a piece of it going to come down Friday. Friday, no problems here, but then you'll start seeing a little spin right there. That low begins to develop. It's going to sit to our south and then eventually kind of stall out big picture wise. And with a front to the north, the combination of the two is going to kind of make it stuck right down in this general area and will give us some chances going into Sunday, Monday, and even Tuesday. Peak probably in the afternoon hours. Once again, scattered at best, we'll see it. Most areas will remain dry, but that chance is kind of lingering there. One thing we go. But for temperatures for tomorrow, we're not expecting any precipitation. Maybe a couple degrees warmer in some areas, but overall very similar. Somewhat less cloud cover as we go through tomorrow. But you see mid-70s and up to the north. Once again, very similar temperatures, low to mid 70s, quite a bit, 10 degrees below where we should be, and all the way up to Ladysmith and Eau Claire, 76 and 77. Once again, we should be around the low to mid 80s, so definitely is going to feel very comfortable. That's going to continue through Friday. Some more clouds Saturday, and there's that chance coming from Sunday through Wednesday, and it's a very small chance, and once again, more, as I call it, more nuisance showers and storms than actually all day. Temperatures maybe getting back to near average by the time we get to next week, so a nice stretch.
Yeah, no, it looks really nice, and lots of activities happening this weekend too.
Perfect weekend,
perfect weather for it. Okay, thank you, Greg. Coming up in sports, reflecting on the life of a local legend, a mainstay in the Viroqua community has passed away. Hear from a colleague and friend up next.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
Drug companies are making record profits while our families struggle. As a state lawmaker, I've passed bills to cut prescription drug costs. I'm Katrina Shanklin, and I approve this message because in Congress, I'll work with anyone to negotiate lower drug prices.
Isn't it time you turn your backyard into the oasis you've always wanted? Come to La Crosse Fireplace Company and find your outdoor setup. Imagine gathering with family and friends around your wood-fired pizza oven. Sit back and relax around your new fire table. Available in different sizes and styles to fit your lifestyle and budget. Stop in this month and receive 15% off all in-stock outdoor products. La Crosse Fireplace Company, because your place is outside by the fire.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you quality pet supplies because we get you. Right now, during our summer pet care sale, shop unbeatable deals on your pet's favorite food and supplies to keep them happy and healthy. Like a free $15 Blaine's gift card when you buy select bags of Hill's Science Diet dog food. Assorted Blaine's Naturals, grain-free, and specialty dog food as low as $34.99. Also, make backyard projects a breeze with this Simpson pressure washer, $50 off.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Chevy lets you begin every day fully charged, so you can go farther. And so can your money. Tow with confidence. Plus, stay connected with available OnStar technology. For summer adventures, Chevy's got you. Get 1.9% financing on this 2024 Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. Or get $5,750 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Would you hire a barber who's never cut hair before? So why send someone to Congress who's never held public office and never passed a single bill? I'm Katrina Shankland. I approve this message because we need an experienced congresswoman. Right, Jed?
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
Well, there was a feeling of something missing at the Park Bowl today in Viroqua. It's with a heavy heart that we pass along the news that a mainstay in the community, Pete Swanson, passed away yesterday at the age of 75. Swanson started coaching back in 1975 and logged 1,400 wins in Legion baseball alone. Those that knew Pete knew that the Park Bowl was a special place to him. He did everything he could to make it the best field possible. Just 2 days ago, he coached his final game with the boys from Post 138, ironically enough, against their rival Westby Coon Valley. His close friend and Legion colleague Gary Gilbertson says there will never be another Swans, and he's left a legendary legacy.
Almost like a legend to us, but being around him all the time, he never gave you that air that he was better than any other coach around the area. And we're going to really miss that laugh of his and his easygoing demeanor in the future here.
Tonight's game with West Salem was canceled, and tomorrow there will be a moment of silence in the game against Bi-State. The Viroqua Legion scene would not be what it is today without Swanson, and it's been shared that perhaps his greatest achievement was his service in Saudi Arabia as a part of the Desert Storm. He then came back from his tour and helped with the baseball team. A celebration of life will be held on July 24th at 5 p.m. at Pete Swanson Field at the Park Bowl. Thoughts and prayers to his family, friends, and the Viroqua community. Well, the Twins Community Fund put on a baseball camp for girls at their St. Paul Saints ball field yesterday. Learning the fundamentals to the game. This is an event that happened for the last 4 summers, and the Twins Community Fund helps with the cost to be able to give the young girls a chance to play. Now, 11-year-old Eloise Hansen attended the camp and had a takeaway from her time at the Diamond.
Allows girls to have the opportunity to not just be with boys and think that they can't play when they're older.
And some of the other girls said they've always wanted to be a professional player, and great to see those girls breaking down more barriers and doing something that a lot of others have not. That'll do it for sports. We'll be back right after this.
If you're interested in installing a solar system this year, listen up. We only have a few available spots remaining in 2024. Scan the QR code on your screen now to save your spot so you can get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy.
It's a lot quieter around here than it used to be. I'm Rebecca Cook. When I was growing up, this farm was bustling. Holsteins, hired hands, harvesting crops. But big corporations put family farms like mine out of business. And what has Derek Van Orden done? Nothing. Tax cuts for big ag, rising healthcare costs, undermining our democracy, extremism. We need real working people in Washington. And that's why I approve this message.
T-Mobile coverage in my area is wonderful.
We have 8 acres, and it gives you peace of mind to know that you're going to have a reliable signal.
We enjoy hiking. We enjoy the outdoors. The coverage has been great.
And after investing billions to light up our network from big cities to small towns, T-Mobile is America's largest and fastest 5G network. See for yourself. Try T-Mobile's network free for 3 months. Your phone, our network, no strings.
If you're interested in installing a solar system this year, listen up. We only have a few available spots remaining in 2024. Scan the QR code on your screen now to save your spot so you can get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy.
All right, for the grilling forecast, I mean, it is absolutely perfect weather, in my opinion, to be grilling for the next several days. And temperatures, a few clouds in the afternoon, but 77, light winds, relative humidity very low, very comfortable. Will be a chilly start to tomorrow, though, for some areas, 40s. Otherwise, Friday, 80s, more clouds this weekend, and the chance of rain Sunday through next week is light. It's scattered, more of a nuisance. It's not going to be all-day type rain and not going to be severe weather either. But those temperatures, man, you just can't beat these conditions.
Like
in the middle of July, we could be hot and humid like we were last week, but we're not.
Good grilling weather.
Got my stomach grumbling over here.
What'd
Got
you
my
say?
stomach grumbling over here.
Oh yeah, I know. Okay, well, thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. We'll see you at 10.